Hello all, I come in peace. It's Dionne. Thank you so much for joining me here for this practice. We have yoga for finding joy. So this is going to be a really fun and playful practice where we get to explore the different poses and how we get into each pose. So please remember to like, comment, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, thank you so much for being here. Let's get started. So right away, let's begin coming into Sukha Asana, easy seat. You can be crisscross applesauce here or sit on top of the knees and ankles, whatever feels more comfortable for you. You'll gently close the eyes and maybe bring your hands to the top of your thighs, top of your knees here, palms facing down, really grounded and rooted through the sits bones. And as you do this, you'll gently drop the shoulders down away from the ears, lengthen through the spine. And just take a moment here, check in with yourself, notice how you feel, notice your breathing. Breathing deep into the belly, nice full body breaths. Now, when you're ready, bring one hand to your heart space and your other hand to your belly. Let's inhale, big breath in. And exhale to soften. Let's do one more inhale, breathe it in. And exhale to soften. Inhale, breathe in. And exhale. Soften. When you're ready, let's bring both hands down to earth. We'll come onto the fingertips here. Let's bring the right ear over the right shoulder. Taking a big breath in here. Breathe in. Use your exhale. Let's roll through center, left ear over left shoulder. And release, back through center, right ear over right shoulder. Breathe in. And exhale, release through center. And switch. So you might continue to just gently rock back halfway, back and forth. Or you might take full circles with the nose here. So we're just gently waking up the body, syncing breath to movement mindfully with intention. Breathing mindfully and with intention. When you're ready, let's sit up nice and tall, nice neutral spine. Let's go ahead and bring our hands back to the top of the knees here. And we're going to move through some seated cat-cows. Let's start by using an inhale. We push the chest forward, push the belly forward as we drop the shoulders back from the ears. Breathe in. Use your exhale, round it through. Tuck the chin to chest as you curve through the spine. Inhale, open through the chest, drop the shoulders. Big breath in. And exhale, round it through. So again, your own pace here, your own rhythm. You might begin to take some gentle circles with the hips, finding a flow here as you transition from cat to cow. And just really focus on what feels good for you in your body. So really kind of check in with yourself here. And just meet yourself where you're at today. This is all about finding joy in play. And it's not at all about what it looks like. It's all about how it feels. So we want to feel good. We want to feel joyful. When you're ready, let's find a nice neutral spine. Sit up nice and tall. Let's make our way onto hands and knees. Let's come into a tabletop. When you're ready, inhale, drop the belly, gaze up towards the sky. Use your exhale, round it through chin to chest. Inhale to drop the belly. Exhale, round and release. A few more. And again, this is where you might find a little bit more movement as you transition from cat to cow, a little bit more play. Maybe take some circles with the hips. When you're ready, let's find a nice flat back, a nice neutral spine here. Okay? Let's go ahead and extend the right leg straight back into space. Now the left toes can be curled under, or you can have the left foot nice and flat. I like curled under, it makes me feel a little bit more stable. When you're ready, reach that left hand forward, big breath in. So we're finding a balancing tabletop. Inhale, breathe in. Use your exhale to release. Let's switch, right knee down. We'll lengthen through that left leg. When you're ready, reach the right hand forward. So we're tapping into that core center of stability and strength, keeping the left toes pointed down. Fingertips are spread nice and wide. Breathing deep into the belly. Inhale, use your exhale to release. Awesome job. Big toes to touch, knees nice and wide. Let's take a child's pose. Sending the hips back on top of the heels. Extend the hands towards that front edge of the yoga mat and breathing deep here. When you're ready, let's walk the hands off and over to the left. Bow the head back down, getting a nice side body stretch through that right side. Staying heavy in the right hip. When you're ready, release back through center. Walk the hands off and over to the right. Bow the head back down to earth here. Stay heavy in the left hip. When you're ready, let's release back through center. Let's come back into our child's pose. Let's lift the hips. Let's curl the big toes under. Lift the hips for downward facing dog. So coming into the first downward dog of the practice, go ahead and pedal the feet, walk it out. Again, just find what feels good. Find some play in your downward dog. A little bit of movement here. When you're ready, let's ground through that left foot. Inhale, right leg to sky. Exhale, bend at the knees, stacking through the hips, even in the shoulders. Remember your breath. Breathing deep into the belly. When you're ready, let's inhale to lengthen through the right leg. Exhale, release, downward facing dog, and switch. Grounding through that right foot. Inhale, left leg to sky. Exhale, bend at the knee. Breathing deep here. When you're ready, inhale to lengthen. Use your exhale, release, downward dog. When you're ready, let's go ahead and walk the fingertips back towards the toes. Generous bend in the knees. Let's take a forward fold, back end of the yoga mat. So coming into your forward fold here, feet are about hips width distance. You might find a gentle sway or take a ragdoll, grab opposite elbows. Just let the head be heavy here, be loose. As you sway side to side. When you're ready, let's find stillness. Bring the fingertips down to earth. Now feet are hips width distance or wider if you need more space in the hips. Let's bring that left hand to center. Inhale, right hand to sky. As you do this, we'll straighten through the right leg, bend the left knee generously, and pull that right hip back into space. You might take your gaze up to follow the right palm, or if it's easier, you can keep your gaze down to earth here. Breathing deep. Inhale. Exhale, release. Let's switch right hand down. Inhale, breathe in, left hand to sky. Bending the right knee. We really pull and reach that left hip back into space. Inhale, breathe in. Use your exhale to release. Let's plant the palms, walk it out to a plank pose. Inhale, exhale, float it onto the belly. Let's use our inhale for cobra. Bring the hands in line with the rib cage. Inhale, we lift as we hug the elbows in towards the body. Maybe just a baby cobra here. Find an exhale to bow. Now from here, let's stay on the belly. Let's walk the fingertips off the yoga mat. So we're coming on the fingertips, and as we do this, we bend the elbows. Using an inhale, let's lift for cobra. Open through the heart space. Exhale to bow. Let's do that one more time. When you're ready, inhale, breathe in, lift. And exhale. Awesome job, everybody. Great work. Let's plant the palms, press it back up to plank, send it back downward facing dog. This time, use an inhale to look forward. Exhale, top of the yoga mat, feet together. Inhale lifts you halfway, lengthen, nice and long back. Exhale, bow and fold. Let's plant the palms here. Go ahead and step the right toes back. Pivot on the right foot, setting up for warrior one. Inhale to reach up, we rise. Now from our warrior one, big breath in, let's shift to warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Left hand reaches back, big breath in. Use your exhale, extended side angle. We'll bring the left elbow down on top of the left thigh. Now with this right hand, maybe you start to take some circles here. You also have the option of bringing that left hand all the way down to earth, and you can continue to find this rotation with the right shoulder, bringing it up, down, and around. We breathe in and release. So again, just finding a bit of play, a bit of movement. If you want to take a half bind here, you can do so by bending that right elbow, bending the right arm behind the back. Let's slowly release. We'll cartwheel it down. Right hand to earth. Inhale, left hand to sky. Use your exhale, drop that right knee down. Left hand will grab right ankle or the top of the right foot. As you find your bind, continue to lunge the hips forward, taking your gaze upward. Open through the chest. Let's release. Plant the palms, step it back, plank pose. Inhale, exhale, float it onto the belly. Inhale for cobra. Exhale to bow. Let's send it back to plank and back to your downward facing dog. Using an inhale to look forward, exhale, top of your yoga mat, feet together. Inhale lifts you halfway. Exhale, bow, fold, soften down. We'll plant the palms, left foot steps back, warrior one. Inhale to lift. From warrior one, we shift, warrior two. Inhale, reverse your warrior, right hand reaches back into space. Exhale, extended side angle. Find your variation here, maybe taking some circles with that left arm. Finding a bit of play and just opening up through that left shoulder a bit more. When you're ready, let's cartwheel it down, left hand to the mat. Inhale, open twist, right hand to sky. Breathe in. Exhale, drop that left knee down. Right hand will grab left ankle or top of left foot. If you can't quite reach, you can just extend that right arm back into space, finding an open twist here. Let's release, plant the palms, step it back, plank pose, and belly to cobra. Move with your breath. Downward dog when you're ready. Awesome job, everybody. Great work. When you're ready, let's ground through the left foot. Inhale, right leg reaches up. Use your exhale for fallen triangle. We bring that right foot all the way through next to the left hand. We spin on the inner left foot as the left hand reaches up towards the sky. Keep the hips lifted here. Remember your breath. When you're ready, let's release back through center. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, back to downward dog. Grounding through that right foot. Inhale, left leg reaches towards the sky. Left foot up. Use your exhale, bring it through. Left foot next to the right hand. As you spin on the inner right foot, right hand reaches up. Big breath. Let's release back through center. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, looks forward. Exhale, top of the yoga mat. Inhale, lifts you halfway. Exhale, bow and fold. Soften down. From here, let's plant the palms. Let's float it down onto the belly. Let's go ahead and come into Sphinx pose. Take a gentle look past your right shoulder. Back through center, look past your left shoulder. Back through center, take some gentle circles with the nose. Now, when you're ready from your Sphinx pose, let's slowly press the hips up and back for a child's pose. Big toes to touch, knees nice and wide. And bow the head down to earth here for a few more breaths. In this moment of stillness, I'll quietly remind you to ask yourself, where can you invite in more joy into your life, more play, more moments that aren't so serious. If you have your forehead pressed against the yoga mat, it might feel good to give it a gentle rock side to side, applying a bit of pressure to the brow. When you're ready, let's lift the hips. Coming into a tabletop, swing the feet around. Let's find our way onto our bums. And bring the legs forward in front of us. Go ahead and bring that right heel in. Let's bring the right hand onto the yoga mat behind us. Using an inhale, big breath in, we lift the hips as we spin on the inner left foot. Lift the left hand. Breathing deep. We'll release back through center and switch. Bringing the left heel in, left palm to the yoga mat. Inhale, we lift. And exhale, release. Let's take a butterfly pose. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. Possibly finding a bit of movement through the legs here. When you're ready, let's find stillness. Okay, we'll take a big breath in. Use your exhale. We'll bow the head down towards the toes. Now this will deepen our stretch in our butterfly pose. It will deepen the stretch in the hips. As you do this, we're tucking the chin to chest. If you find this to be a bit too intense, bring the feet further away from the body. That will loosen the stretch a bit versus having them closer deepens the stretch in the hips. Big breaths in. When you're ready, sit up nice and tall. Let's make our way down onto our backs for Shavasana, corpse pose. And as you gently close the eyes here, just allow the body to become heavy against your yoga mat. Notice how you feel. Notice your breathing. Notice if you're tightening or clenching anywhere in the body, and see where you can soften. When you're ready, we'll bring the palms together and the thumbs up to the brow to close our practice. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale. Thank you all so much for joining me here today and sharing this gift of yoga with one another. It is always such an honor and such a privilege for me to hold this space for you. I'm so grateful. And until we meet again, namaste.